Hey, what's up, everyone? I want to welcome you to another episode of Here's What I Think with your host, Charles Tabansi, where we cover everything from current events, politics, economics, and how it all relates to business and life. And today we have a very, very serious show in store for you guys. And this is the show that I've been really want to get to because it's something that actually perplexes me now. As you guys know, Donald Trump had two attempts on his life. One of them, we saw it. We actually got to see the footage of it, where it seemed the sniper tried to aim for his head, graze his ear. You could see blood trickling down his ear, and he's being rushed off the stage by the Secret Service. It was a pretty shocking and jarring moment because I had never seen anything like that, certainly, and not in my lifetime. And it brought up this big discussion about the security detail around Donald Trump, some of the language that's been used in this presidential election. Is it too charged? When you make strong statements about when you have various parties making strong statements about various candidates, is the environment a little bit too politically charged? So there's been all of this conversation, and then subsequently there was another attempt, but in this case, the CIA thwarted it, and they were able to. It was sort of like a preemptive strike. They were able to apprehend the assailant who was trying to make an attempt on Donald Trump when he was in his, I believe it was on his in Florida. So they were able to stop him there, and he didn't get close to him. And then people were talking about it all over TV. Is Donald Trump being protected? Does he have the right, correct security detail and all of that? And just when you thought that we were over with this, given the fact that the presidential election is in less than 3 weeks, folks, less than 3 weeks. If you haven't registered to vote, I don't know if you can still register in your state. Make sure you go out there and do it. If you're invested in this election like I am, and so many people are, ensure that you go out there and vote for whoever you believe best represents your issues. So just when we thought that we were done with this, yet another attempt on Donald Trump's life apparently just happened, where the CIA once again had to thwart it. And I want to read from two sources. The first source is from the BBC. It says the following: man with gun arrested near Trump rally, then released. A man in illegal possession of a shotgun and a loaded handgun was arrested at an intersection near Donald Trump's rally in Coachella, California on Saturday, police said. The 49-year-old suspect, Vem Miller, was driving a black SUV when he was stopped at a security checkpoint by officers who located the two firearms in a high-capacity magazine. Mr. Miller was then taken into custody without incident, the Riverside County Sheriff's Office said. He was later released and told the U.S. media that he was a Trump supporter who was not planning to harm the Republican presidential candidate. The U.S. Secret Service said Trump was not in any danger and that the incident did not impact protective operations. Riverside County Sheriff Chad Bianco also said that the encounter did not affect the safety of Trump or his rallies or the rally's attendees. Although it was impossible to speculate about what was in the mind of the suspect, Mr. Bianco said that he truly believed that his officers had prevented a third assassination attempt. He added that it might be impossible to prove that this was the intent of Mr. Miller, who he described as a lunatic. Mr. Bianco is an elected official and a Republican who previously expressed support for Trump. He is also acting as a surrogate, a representative for Trump's re-election campaign. Mr. Miller himself told the Southern California News Group that he was shocked at his arrest while denying accusations that he wanted to hurt Trump. He also told Fox News that he always traveled around with guns in his vehicle, but he had never fired one. Before his release on $5,000 bail, Mr. Miller was charged with 2 misdemeanor weapon charges. No federal charges have been filed. A federal law enforcement official told the BBC's U.S. partner CBS News that there was no indication of an assassination attempt connected to the incident. And then the article then goes on to say a few other things there. What are my thoughts about this? Is crazy. This is crazy. Folks, look, I know that politics is very, very divisive. There's some people that follow us on our sports channel that found out, they discovered some of my political views, although I don't feel like I'm leaning in any particular direction, but I guess heard some of the things that I said that disagree with me and say, okay, I'm going to subscribe for your channel. I'm done with you, blah, blah, blah. Politics is very, very divisive. I get all of that. And it's one of the reasons I decided to be very, very careful of the language that I deploy while doing this show. I do my very best not to insult people, not to use language where I'm condemning one group and vice versa, praising the other. I'm not doing any of that. The first reason I'm not doing that is because there are a lot of people doing that. Number two, I'm not saying that I don't have the inclination to want to do. Certainly, there's certain things that I see where it's just like, man, this is ridiculous. This is crazy. But I think that it creates this environment where it causes people to get riled up, where some people take it to the next level. Now, here's an interesting part. The first two assassination attempts, here's what I do find interesting about it, is that they were both Republicans, according to reports. That's something I don't quite understand. The reason I don't understand it is because one would think conventional wisdom would tell you that Republicans are in support of Donald Trump. That's what conventional wisdom would tell you. So for those assailants or criminals, however you want to describe them, for them to be classified as Republicans, it then makes me begin to believe that maybe there's some Republicans that are Republicans traditionally, but don't support Trump. But nevertheless, regardless if you support a candidate or not, it should never come to this point. Ever, ever, ever. Now, some people will say this is no big deal, it's nothing. You heard the language that they used. You heard the language that the sheriff and other officials use. To me, man, I just hope that we have a smooth election without any drama, without any incidents, and we have a safe transfer of power, whomever wins. These are my thoughts. What I want to know from you guys, what do you think about this news? What do you think about the report? Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section, and we'll catch you guys on the next show. Peace.